Okay, let's go ahead and get this going so we can get back to our Monday night. So this is our check-in. We're just going to do some ASLP housekeeping. We've had a little bit of changes. Go over our March, April badges to look forward to, our take action projects, and then finish up with cookies and booths as we're going to be wrapping up in the next 2 weeks. So exciting. Okay, housekeeping. This is a change that was announced on by the accounting team. So they're telling me, and I have to tell you. So it used to be that reimbursement things would be submitted around the 5th, and that's when we would have you submit things, the deadline. Now it's going to be due. We have to submit it the 3rd of each month, which means we need you to turn everything in by the 1st of each month. So plan April 1st, you're going to want to have your receipts ready, already sent in to your island coordinator, as well as reminding them to your mileage of your to and from destinations outside of your work site, such as the main thing is our cookie booths, right? So have those things marked down so that it's easy for us to get you all finished up at the end of the month and out to accounting because their deadlines are very serious and a fast turnaround. So everyone will be getting this PDF version with the hyperlinks, but just a reminder, due Sundays weekly is our time card. Please do your best to always do it on a Sunday or Monday if you have to, and try and avoid to do it on that weekly basis. The accounting really doesn't like when you turn it in after the pay period and so on. As I said, their deadlines are very strict. So try and keep up on that so it makes their lives easier. Okay, and this is just another reminder so you have easy access. Your monthly report, that's going to be due the same time. I would always advise after your last troop meeting of the month to complete your monthly report. Try not to wait to the 5th of the month when it's not fresh in your mind and we're asking you where it is. But the due date is the same, 5th of the month. No major changes there. Okay, badge resources. So we've been doing the Women's History Patch this last week, and I'll be continuing this week also. What I've been having girls do are a couple fun craft activities just to make it, keeping it fun since it is a fun patch. We learned a little bit of different major women of histories. You may have seen my email where I sent in coloring pages of different significant women that we admire. We did a paper bag puppet toy. I learned a fun fact that a woman invented the flat bottom bag, and I didn't realize how often we use these bags, right, for shopping and everything. So we just had fun making puppets out of them. And the next thing I did is I got these blank, cute little mirrors and we decorated them. You can see my friend Chloe, she's very creative. She made a little ice cream cone. And we learned about positive affirmations where we look in the mirror and I had girls say, I will be a future history maker and I am wonderful. Different things like that. All about embracing womanhood and boosting ourselves up. So like I said, this is really about having a good time. So don't stress yourself out too much planning this badge and just follow the lead of what girls would like to do. I may have got my day switched up. I think I had to double check the badge calendar. I have to double check if we're doing Secret Agent or if we're doing Hawaiian Myth and Legends. So I prepared for Hawaiian Myth and Legends. But it's okay because I have a Pinterest board for everything. So Hawaiian Myth and Legends, these are just some examples that we're going to change up to be a part of more Hawaiian culture. So one part of the Hawaiian badge myth and legends is to create a mythical creature. So that's what that first image is. You can provide cutouts and magazines to make it a little bit more fun, or just have girls draw. And the second image you see, obviously we wouldn't do Africa, but I thought it would be fun if girls learned a little bit of Hawaii Island and having fun with creating the mountain ranges of our different islands. And you can do it based on the island that you're on, such as Hawaii Island. I would recommend doing Hawaii Island and forming Mauna Loa, Mauna Kea, and so on. Okay, and with that, we also have some nice books that you can read to the girls, such as I have the Amazon links attached. There are many different ones that you can choose from. You don't always have to buy them. You can do the ebook version. And of course, you can also check out your local library and just pull some things that they have from there.
If we're talking books, Hawaiian books,
Mm-hmm,
I have a client at one of my jobs. She is a recovering or a cancer survivor, I should say. I don't think she's
mm-hmm,
going through treatment right now, but she is a phenomenal woman. She's like 40 years old, swimming with a mermaid tail in the ocean, but
oh,
she writes
fun.
children's books.
Mm-hmm,
And the one she came out with this year is Kaimana, the Hawaiian mermaid, and it talks
mm-hmm,
about the beached whale that happened here on Kauai last
mm-hmm.
January, and kind of like being aware of like what you're putting into the ocean and how it infects the ocean environment. So another book option that's available on Amazon as well.
Oh, great. Feel free to, I guess, reply all to that email I sent out from the last
Okay.
badge and just share
I'll
that link to everyone.
I'll see if I can add it into the group chat here before we end.
Yeah, that'll be great. So, yeah, that's a great idea. I'm open to, as long as it's related to Hawaiian culture and so on, make it fun and related to your area. Go ahead and use, you don't have to use the one these are just two examples. Marissa had another great example. Go ahead and use all of those ones that you would like to do and read to the girls. So as always, as we get the badges coming out, I will be sending you out those resources as usual to help you take that load off of you of doing too much pre-planning and help you with that multi-level curriculum to get all the girls involved. All right, so on to events. So March, obviously we don't have too many events because we're focusing on cookie booths every single weekend. For April's when we're going to be starting events up again. I'm just highlighting a few. So Oahu, our first priority is going to be focusing on Side Girl University. That's typically at Chaminade University. Sherelle will keep us updated if that changes. That is the typical location. And Hawaii Island, Chelsea wanted to let you all know April 20th, 21st is this Barbie TLAE camp, and to email Chelsea to get girls signed up. So just keep that in mind as we're closing up cookies. We're going to go right back into events. Okay, this is just another breakdown of events that we're having, and just a friendly reminder when we're doing the camp-based events, we need a 4 weeks notice of girls getting signed up. Whereas, like I mentioned, we're going to have one at Chaminade, and to my understanding, that has a little bit of a different deadline. So always pay attention to that when we're getting girls signed up. Okay, this is something I'm going to share. Neighbor Island girls, you might be like, what is going on? What do you mean? Things are just a little different on Oahu. And if you've been paying attention to the news headlines, you know that crime isn't exactly going down, right? But that's okay. What I can tell you, I've been living on Oahu. I've been living in Hawaii my whole life, but on Oahu, I've been here the last 10 years. And I would say it's the rougher island. And I want everyone to know that we're always here to support you. It can be a little daunting when we're going out into the public and we're selling cookies and we're in charge of these cookie boxes and we're in charge of this money on top of being in charge of our young Girl Scout safety. So this is Mia's unofficial ASLP Cookie Booth Street Smarts. So these are the things that aren't specifically written out in the typical training that our council and so on offers. And because it says the obvious things, right? We have to watch our money, don't leave things out unattended. All of those things are well known. These are just some things that have helped me and what we need to keep in mind. So the first thing is a reminder that we are serving at-risk families and their community. So when you think about your fears of going into certain areas, out in public, you have to remember that this is the daily life of some of our families, and they don't have the privilege to avoid these ugly parts. So the first street smarts is you always want to watch, always be observant. That's usually the best thing you can do is have your booth. I always advise picking a spot where you're against a wall. And that way you can watch all around you. The best thing that has been proven to help is you always want to be looking and making eye contact almost with everyone, because a person, if they're going to look for an opportunity, they're not going to want to do it when you immediately can identify them. So that's a really easy thing to do. You're just looking and watching. The next thing is I always want to encourage you can be firm and loud. I know as Girl Scouts, we want to say we want to always be kind, which is 100% true. And this, of course, isn't going to be your first step is to just start yelling at people to get away from you, right? This is more like, something is wrong and this is the step you're going to have to take. So you could be firm and loud. You could tell people to leave, and you don't have to be gentle when it gets to that point, when being nice isn't working, right? And of course, the next thing is really the most helpful thing is there's power in numbers. You can invite parents to come play security guard. I have had many dads and uncles who are very happy to do that. I've had a lot of parents just come and offer to come hang out, and that's also why we're having staff members come join you at your cookie booth, and why we always encourage the parents to come sign up and help out. And of course, the reason we partner with some of these sites is they should be willing to also offer you that help. Especially a lot of the grocery stores, those shopping mall areas, they should have staff roaming around, security and so on, to assist you with those uncomfortable situations. But overall, what I want to tell you is 99% of the time you are safe. The likeliness of these things happening are very seldom and not likely. I can tell you that the Girl Scout booth is not a good target to go for. A lot of the crime that I've experienced personally and I've seen is the type that is very passive. They want to catch your stuff without you actually see them do it. So that's why we always tell you watch your money box, because it's usually when your bag is turned is when someone's going to snatch it. But like I said, the likeliness of that happening in a public place in the daytime with our loud, beautiful Girl Scouts around in the public doesn't want to let that happen. So I just want to let the girls know you don't have to be afraid. We are Girl Scouts. We are courageous and strong. And we're also here to protect our girls. And you have a lot of power in yourselves. And you don't have to worry about the people that are just trying to get by on their own. And it looks like they're also struggling. So that's my little bit. If you ever have any concerns in that area, I know Neighbor Island, maybe not so much, but I know there's certain areas that are starting, sadly, to become a bit higher on the crime scale. So that's my little tidbits of wisdom, just to support everyone as we finish up this last leg of the cookie booth season. Okay, let's move on to take action projects. So hopefully you started those conversations with your school. We want to make sure you start finalizing those details. And let's shoot for April 15th that you're submitting that final project description and getting your supply list. Reach out to your island coordinator like myself, and we can help you through that process and make sure that it gets finalized on time, so that when it's time for in May, when we do the Take Action project, you'll be ready. I just listed some universally loved projects and some of what I'm going to be shooting for. is repainting hopscotch squares. I've been seeing a lot of really peel and faded ones. Plant native plants on campus. Make cement stepping stones. Paint peeling faded areas of campus. I'm seeing that almost on all of my campuses is there's a lot of peeling areas. And then the last is paint a mural. I can confirm at Kaneohe, that's what they requested. So we'll be partnering with the art teacher. That one I can say is a little bit more daunting to me, but we're gonna make it happen and hopefully it'll be super fun. Okay, so that's the last
I
of
have a
it.
question.
Sure thing.
So I reached out to my principal
Mhm.
February 19th with a
Okay.
proposal, and I have gone into the office with no response.
Ooh, okay.
So I am still waiting. The proposal that we had was given, like the idea of a mural for Kapa'a was given to us by the secretary in the office. But
Oh,
I
okay.
also proposed to the principal in my email alternatives.
Right.
Um, I'm just still waiting to hear back on what they're gonna approve. But
Yeah,
like my
you'll
girls are ready. We're just like waiting for the green light.
yeah,
What
you'll
I know,
just have to be a little bit more, you'll just have to be that squeaky wheel and that's okay. It probably just means they're got distracted
right?
with other things. So just that's okay. Just resend the email, call and leave a message. I always like to send the email and then make a call and said I sent an email. Please check it.
Yeah.
Say you'll like to meet to discuss the project to get this finalized. And then don't say April 15th is your due date. Say it's April 7th.
Okay. So what is the day that like our report to you guys, like our proposal report is due to you guys? Was
We're gonna
that this
we're
month?
gonna say April 15th.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna double confirm that with management to double check. That's typically when it is.
But just
So
in case, do it a little
yeah,
earlier. Okay.
yes, I always advise telling them a sooner due date because that's their due date to get it to you so you can complete everything and get it sent in on time. Otherwise, they might send it to you on the 14th. And it might not be a mural, it might be something and be like, oh, I still have to think about it. And you say, you can't think about it now. So yeah, that's why I do that. You put an earlier deadline than what it actually is. The same thing when the reimbursements are actually due on the 3rd, so I have to tell you it's due on the 1st. So yeah, don't be afraid to be a little, I don't want you to think that you're being annoying. You're not being annoying to them. You're trying to say, hey, we're trying to give money to your school in the form of a project. Please respond to me. But you're saying it nicely and not so bluntant, right? um, so don't worry about that. You're not annoying them. You're just being a squeaky wheel. So they're like, yes, I'm so sorry. I can tell you it's almost spring break next week and the staff is burnt out in the school and the students are burnt out. Everyone's burnt out. Okay, so any other questions? Everyone has the floor if you want to share your take action ideas or any concerns you have, or even any just awesome stories you want to share, any highlights. I always love hearing that. Otherwise, you can wait to the end and we can leave it to Raina so she can get through cookies.
I will say I do want to share a story because
Sure.
I'm just very grateful of my troop this week. Um, I am currently off island and it is 10 o'clock at night here where I'm at. But I had some amazing parents step up this week while I'm off island, take over our troop inventory, still run cookie booths at Safeway and just really take charge. And it was really nice to know that like there is those parents. So that's my favorite part of cookie season for those of you who haven't met me is parents getting them excited. So that was my rose for the week is I've got some really good parents in my troop this week.
That's awesome. I always want to encourage like the parents, there's parents who have started seeing coming out that they want to help, they want to get more involved in our Girl Scouts, and that's super awesome. And I want to encourage, especially Oahu, to start letting the parents help more in the areas that they can. They're always more than willing to unload things for you, especially those cookies out of the car. Anyone else before cookies?
Oh, this is similar. It's a cookie story, but a parent did step up. She's really, what's the word? Crafty, I guess. So she and her husband, they decided they wanted to make a cookie costume out of cardboard. So they like cut a big circle for the front and the back. They colored it like a Samoa cookie. And I have a new Daisy, and she is just the cutest. And so she wore that cute costume. And it just made my day. And their family is such a joy to have, actually. They're really excited and engaged. So I'm just kind of thankful for that cute little kindergartner family.
That is so cute. I definitely, if you happen to get pictures of the costume, would love to see that. We have
Yeah.
those ones from the past, the mascot official costumes, but none of my girls have been wanting to wear it.
It's
So
hot. They're
I think
hot. Yeah.
there's that, and I think the older they get, the more shame they have. So, but that's okay. That's so sweet. Maybe they'll like the handmade one more. Definitely, maybe we can think about that for a badge next year, just to make a costume.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I did want to ask, I mean, since we're on it and you all kind of beat me to it, but I'd love to hear from others, any like mission moments or really exciting like moments that you've had during the cookie season so far.
I had a mom she said she found it on Digital Cookie, and I can't find it on my end, so someone please guide me. But she found a playlist of Girl Scout cookie songs.
Oh,
And they're like really upbeat. They're really fun. The girls love to listen to them at the cookie booth. And it's funny because I tell my girls, I'm like, if you just danced, customers would come. And every single time they start dancing, a customer comes.
I love that. Let me find it. Anyone else have some touching, cute mission moments?
We in honor of Girl Scout Week this week, I couldn't find anything on the Girl Scouts of Hawaii page to do like last year's bingo card or anything. Um, so I spent the weekend trying to figure that out. And because we're not on this island, I somehow missed the cookie bite sending and purchasing stuff. But I had the girls, I got them to wear the costumes today. I had a meeting earlier today, and I actually got them to sing and record. I only have a picture I'll show you right now because I'm not real techie, but they wore the costumes and they made different things. And then I recorded them singing happy birthday to Girl Scouts.
Oh,
So and it's the cutest pictures. We just had a birthday party and did kind of stuff from the Girl Scout way, with the activities, and then and did yeah. But it's super cute. They were so fun, and they finally wore the costumes. So now maybe they'll wear them at the cookie booths. So they were okay wearing them at the meeting, and they were fighting over them actually. And I brought 3 of them, but so that was fun. So
Amy, you just
and I
reminded
did
me.
mixed up my ASLP troops a little bit this last weekend because I couldn't get enough girls from one troop to cover a booth. So I invited girls from the other troop that, to do it. And it was, at first they were real quiet with each other because they didn't know each other real well. But by the end, they were exchanging phone numbers and can't wait to get together at the next
Yay.
thing. So that was a cool idea. So Marissa and Genevieve, if you have open spots for any of your booths, let me know and I might be able to send a girl your way.
I always
So
have open spots. The more the merrier. I'm happy.
yeah, good because yeah. I
Um,
tried to, yeah, I'm trying to fill them all, but I can't always, people back out last minute and stuff. So
Right. I will say you reminded me. So when I get back this week, so being off island, I missed last week's troop meeting, so I'm a little behind on these badges, but I'm having a Zoom call meeting on Wednesday right when I land. So I'm like, girls, we're gonna do this. We're gonna figure out how to meet one way or another. But when we get together in person, I've gotten a trifold poster, and we're gonna do a cookie booth bingo poster. So it'll have things like someone asked me what my favorite cookie was. Someone bought 5 boxes of my favorite cookie, or just like little different things. We're just going to fill up the bingo board together. So that way it's like interactive for the customers when they come up to the booth. And we'll have photos. I'm going to print out photos of what the girls do throughout the year and what the money goes to, as we ASLP girls call it. But yeah, I'm excited for Cookie Booth Bingo.
I
Sounds
have
awesome.
I have one cookie bingo that I don't know if it came from another council or what. Oh, I guess this came from Little Brownie Bakers, but I'll share it in the chat. It's I feel like there's cuter like bingo things than what I'm gonna share, but if you want some ideas on it, let's put it in the chat right here. Anyone else a cute mission moment, and then we'll kind of jump into the rest of cookie stuff. No mission moment. Okay. Well, because I'd love to hear from the rest of you. And I want to just give a huge shout out to all of you for all of your hard work. Just I know how much it is to juggle cookies on top of your regular lives, your families, your jobs. Just what you all do is really incredible. So I just want to just give a huge thank you, huge kudos. And then also the folks who help at the buffer. So on Maui, Sam and Alicia, Amy and Genevieve. I know Marissa, you help out and stop by. So just thank you. And I know it's been difficult without the Neighbor Island people there. And so you really helped to just make things move along and help everyone, all the troops have just as regular of a cookie season as possible. So thank you. Sorry, I'm like trying to upload this and my computer's freaking out. All right, here's the bingo if you want to download it. All right, so quick advisor checkoff list is for Oahu in particular. I know Neighbor Islands, y'all kind of just coordinate and get the things that you need, but make sure that you have any booth kit things, so your tablecloths and all that good stuff, and of course the cookies. Helping families with cookie order pickups, and then helping families with cookie returns and submitting money. So for those who are newer to cookies, even if like an individual Girl Scout takes out cookies, they're able to return the cookies to you, and then you are able to return cookies to council. Now that we're 3 weeks out from the end of the season, start to monitor your inventory so that as we're heading towards the end of the season, you're not like, oh my God, I have to give back council 50 cases of cookies. Start to already do that, because we also don't want to be left with too much unexpectedly as well. I'm monitoring all of the buffers pretty much every day. I know on Kauai, we're a little bit slower to move, and that's totally fine. We can use those cookies for gift of carrying. But Maui's going quick, and so is Hawaii Island. So just kind of keeping track of everything. So keep track of your own troops inventory as well within eBuddy. Before we move on, any kind of top priority questions or food for thought on cookies, or anything that's come up in the past few weeks that we can support more with? And Amy, I know I got you your booth that you want. Brianne just got back to working too, so. Yes, Callie.
Did you get Safeway in the Hui for us?
I'm gonna check in with her tomorrow. She was pretty much out. Like when she emailed you,
Okay.
she was still recovering.
Okay.
So yeah. That'll be the first thing tomorrow.
Perfect.
So being off island, I have a parent doing my deposits. Let me pull up this message.
Okay.
I think there's a payment deposit on my eBuddy that hasn't been verified yet because I think she didn't put the troop number on it.
Ooh, yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah. So do I need to send you like a picture of her receipt?
Yes. Can you do
Okay.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. Let me find it and I will get it over to you because I know I posted it. It was deposited on the 7th. So I know I usually give it a couple of days before you guys verify it on your end, but it still isn't. So
Okay. Yeah, our accounting team might still be going through
trying to figure out where it came from.
last week's. Yeah. They do their magic, and then at some point, if they can't figure it out, then they start reaching out to the troop cookie manager.
Okay. Because I was
Yeah.
like, I'm already ahead of the game. I'm like, I already know that that might be the scenario.
Yeah. Just send it to me and I'll forward it to her.
Okay.
Sorry, Callie, go ahead.
I wanted to bring like when I was selling the cookies with the girls, a bunch of them don't even know what like the cookies taste like. So I was wanting to know how I could like bring it as a snack and like submit that as a receipt, like buying them. Like
You don't need to buy them. We have plenty of damages that we can give to the troop. So we can coordinate with Mia to get those to you for your next troop meeting.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
minus the peanut butter ones.
Okay, yeah. The
Oh,
dosi.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
just
we'll
go
get you
in.
set up, Callie, for your
Okay.
troop meetings too. We can always do that too. We're still going, I know, gosh, it's been cookie crazy. I know, like, we're still doing the damages. So,
Yeah.
we'll definitely have some, we'll get that coordinated for, I know you're this weekend at Boston's Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So don't buy those cookies. We'll
Okay.
set you up. We never want you to buy the cookies unless you're actually going to eat them yourselves, to be honest, or you're just wanting to be giving it. But yeah, otherwise I always tend to encourage the parents to buy them.
Yeah. Yeah.
If the girls want to try it. Otherwise, we've been I know most of the girls got to try the Thin Mints, but I definitely see
Yeah.
your points where that's kind of the only one they got to try if they didn't get to go to Cookie University.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just like that some people, like multiple people were asking Lasia and they were like, "Hey, do you like this one? Do you like that one?" She's like, "I don't know. I've never had it." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I would like her to be able to say like, "Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
like this one, but not that one," or whatever, So
Right.
Great
Yeah.
point. Yep, we can definitely get those to you. Okay, you can go to the next slide.
Before
Go
we
ahead.
start the next slide, so I've done this in the past in my years of cookies, and I probably should have checked before I did, but I'm checking now. Forgive me. But
No.
are we allowed to take like gift of caring donation money during a cookie booth, buy a box for samples for customers?
What can you elaborate a little bit?
So say a customer walks up at the early part of our cookie booth and like donates their change and it's $6, enough to buy a box of cookies, right? And they say, give it to the person who can't, kind of thing. That's their intention. But we get to a point in the cookie booth where like my first cookie booth, we ran out of Thin Mints and Samoas before we were done. So I was trying to push like Adventurefuls and s'mores, but people had never had them before. Can I use that gift of caring money that person gave, open a box and sample it out for customers? I'm learning
That's
that
a
this is
good
the thing that might be
question.
frowned upon.
It's a little bit of a gray area.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else has kind of like their 2 cents on it. I would just say no to avoid the messiness and hands in the Adventureful in like the package of cookies. Because I mean, theoretically, it could be just a regular sale, and that package of cookies gets allocated after your
Right.
reconciliation. But for me, I would just kind of be like, I don't want people's hands in the same little box. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
so in my experience, so I have gloves, I have hand sanitizer, because I usually will have a snack or something for the girls at the booth too. But I will like open up the box and use the box as like a tray kind of thing. It's not like we're all just getting our hands in. It's just there. But that's just what I
It is a little bit of a gray area.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I was on some Facebook forums and I saw some people talking about some councils don't like it, some councils are okay with it. And I was like, I should probably ask mine.
We don't have
Right.
a hard and fast rule in it, but I would avoid it.
Okay. Okay.
Just to not, yeah. But Amy, as you're on meeting.
Especially
I
with,
can tell. I can
are
tell you that my traditional troops, we started this year purchasing the troop purchases sample cookies of the flavors that people don't know about, s'mores, toffee tastics, and adventurefuls. And our sales of those three products is way ahead of where they were last year because people haven't tasted them before. So I do allow the girls, and I have one girl that works the booth who wears the gloves, and they break them into little chunks and put them in nice ceramic bowls for the people to take who want to taste it. And it has helped our those three cookies sell more by offering the samples. So I
Mm.
do that at my traditional. They just use we just because we buy the cookies anyway. That was suggested from a mom that came from another council this last year and joined my troop and said that it was a big seller. And I'm shocked at how many more cookies we're selling of flavors that don't always move that quick. So
Yeah.
it's helped our cookie sales.
Yeah.
I think
I
I
think,
think this is sorry, can I go really quick?
uh-huh.
Sorry. I think this will be good, like we told Kelly, like this could be pre-planned, not for gift of caring using the actual still good cookies, but since you do have once the damaged cookies like we talked about with Kelly, I would recommend going that route if they're available. And
Well,
Oahu,
I want to
we
clarify though.
yeah, go ahead.
You don't want to use the damaged cookies that from your booth inventory
Oh
because
no.
we still want to account for that.
Oh no, I mean
Um,
like already damaged straight from council, and then having them prepared in sampling packages. Like we use the condiment containers a lot on Oahu for different things. Yeah, I wouldn't say a box from your booth inventory either, to have it pre-planned before the booth.
yeah, I think it, to Amy's point, the troop buying the cookies is much more Girl Scouty way than using the gift of caring. So
Yeah.
if that's the scenario, that feels good. But using the gift of caring for, you know, to kind of purchase, maybe not so much. Sorry, that doesn't really answer your question. Yeah. Genevieve, were you gonna say something?
Question.
Yeah.
What is the gift of caring? What does that money go towards? Like, is there a
So-
particular charity?
Okay, so the gift of caring at the end of the season will be physical cookies that get donated out to different organizations. This year it's just council gift of caring. So in that case, the cookie inventory will come from council. So for example, for you all on Kauai, the whatever's left over in the buffer is going to be donated out to different organizations. So what we'll do is we'll say, hey troops, what organizations do you want council to donate the cookies to? And would you like to help us make those donations? So I'll probably I will end up connecting with you all as an example and be like, okay, do any of your troops or Girl Scouts want to help make the donation? And then we have a process where we do that. We like receipt it out on this specific like sheet. It says X amount of packages per variety are getting donated to this organization. And then we do that transaction in eBuddy as well. So we move those cookies from the buffer to a different cupboard. That's the gift of caring cupboard.
Okay, a customer had asked yesterday, so
Yeah.
that's why I
So
asked.
it'll be the total Girl Scout led, like they choose where the cookies are donated to.
Genevieve, last year, Kauai's went to the food bank at Nowili Willie Harbor.
Mhm.
And then we also, the blood drive that happened, I want to say at KBR, that went towards Maui and the Red Cross for that. I know cookies were donated for that event as well. That's just what happened last year to give you an idea what happened here on Kauai.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, and then last year we took the remaining cookies in May that were still in Angela's office. We took those to the Memorial Day at the Veterans Cemetery and
Oh,
had
that's
Girl
right.
Scouts handing out thank you cards and a box of cookies to every vet that attended until we ran out of the cookies.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
because we had like a pallet go to one food bank, a pallet go to another food bank, and then she still had cookies in May. And the vets
Okay.
absolutely loved that. And we ended up I wasn't prepared. We got like $280 in cash donations during that from people. And we were like, like, what do I do? They're all like, we just want to donate money to Girl Scouts. So, that, that ended up going and paying for some supplies and some other things for the Girl Scout office, the donations. And then we bought some things on behalf of Girl Scouts for the Kauai Museum that was opening in the summertime. So, I'm going to have the girls this year, if we get cookies to do that again, have your guys' troops make thank you cards as well. And then we can give them out and we can actually find out where the girls want to donate any money. Cause that's what Angela said. She goes, it's cash. Let's donate it. So we donated it to the veterans organizations on island and bought some stuff for the museum. So if we can do that again this year, I think that would be great because Girl Scouts are participating in the Memorial Day ceremony this year. We're not just going to do the leis like we normally do. We've been asked for each troop to make leis and then join them all together and circle and be a part of the ceremony with our leis for the flags and all that. So we will be actually marching in the participating in the service as opposed to just standing there. This year, and they're trying to get another female veteran, an older veteran lady that they honor, that the girls can honor as well. So hopefully we can do that with our cookies again, because that was a big hit.
If that does happen in the future with like people donating and then what do you do with it? Do be careful with that because GSUSA provides specific guidelines on what we're able to do to like push over the money or like for donating to another cause. So just, yeah, if that happens again, I know you'll all connect with us, but just wanted to put that out there. Okay, great. So into cookies, I know we only have 15 minutes left. So the reward selections process in eBuddy is going to open up to everyone starting March 17th. In Cookie Bites, we're going to send out the video tutorial on how to do that. Pretty simple, straightforward, but for most of the rewards, eBuddy will auto select what they earned, except for the ones that have the OR option, so like the 290 package and over. As well as anything like the Girl Scouts of Hawaii Girl Scouts of Hawaii Cookie Weekend, and the booth sales patch. Those are all on your honor, and you just put the quantity in eBuddy. But that video will go out, and we'll send out resources on how to do that, and then you can always connect with me if you have any questions once we get there. Last day of cookie sales is March 31st, so there is no cookie sales to happen after that. Girl Scouts are not to sell to family and friends, or you are not allowed to sell any leftover inventory to family and friends after that day. Note, I didn't include this in here, sorry, but note that the last day for girl delivery orders is that Sunday before the 31st. So what is that? The 24th? So that's the last day to accept girl delivery orders, because with logistics, it's ensuring that the Girl Scout has that one full week to get that cookie order to their customer. So just keep an eye out for that. April 5th is when all cookie money and all rewards are going to be due and must be submitted, because that allows us to then reconcile everything. May 4th is our Girl Scouts, our CEO event. I didn't include that, sorry, CEO event. That's what it's gonna happen on May 4th. So Girl Scouts who sell 150 or 850 or more packages are invited free of charge. Any families who want to attend do have to cover that cost. I don't know how many ASLP Girl Scouts from neighbor islands came, but we do fly over neighbor island Girl Scouts. Their families do have to cover the expense for the flight and, oh wait, is that true? Yeah, they have to cover the expense to get over. But we have like a bus that gets them from the airport to the event. So this year it's at Kualoa Ranch. We're doing a Hollywood tour and Secret Island celebration. So it'll be fun. So if any of your Girl Scouts make it, we'll cover the cost. And then we have adults to chaperone.
Oh, you do have adults to chaperone? That was my next question.
Well, we may need help. So
I was like, I've got 2 girls in my troop so far. I'm trying to get at least 4.
Yes, so we'll probably need your help, especially from Kauai. Okay, gonna go next. So quick checklist. I know a lot of you are using your Troop digital cookie link, so that's great. If you're using Square, make sure you're using the Square POS app, and then you're logging into the Girl Scouts of Hawaii account that you created through us, or that we've already pre-created for you. If you're not seeing the cookie menu board, you're not in the correct Square. Collect money from Girl Scouts regularly and often. Again, don't mix your personal and cookie money. Just good practice. And then also make your deposits regular and often. On Oahu, submit cash to Mia or myself, or at the buffer if you're making a stop. And you're also always welcome to make your own deposits as well. But just if it's easier for you to submit to one of us, that's fine. And then any cash that's getting collected from Girl Scouts, always remember to receipt it out from time to time. As we all know, if you've done cookies before, there's 1 or 2 Girl Scouts at the end of the season where we're not on the same page about what they owe, or, you know, situations like that. So receipts are our best friend to help us reconcile and recreate the cookie season. And again, if you're not receiving cookie bites, let us know. That is where I'm entrusting that you're reading the information at least at some point in the week, because it does include a lot of important information, some of which is repeating, but just reminding you and then kind of looking ahead to what you need to prepare for. I'm not going to review submitting rewards. I'll send out the video on that. But if you do have questions once we get to that time frame, just let me know. Okay, go ahead. This is a lot of just repeat from last week, but it doesn't hurt to say it again. So this is after we reviewed all of the eBuddy stuff last week, lots of information, but just review it at your convenience when we send out the PDF of this. But again, you're not allocating any of the initial order cookies. That's the past, but just as a reminder, only allocate cookies that are distributed after the initial order. So that's when girls are picking up their girl delivery cookies or any extra cookies that they want to have on hand. That's what you're receipting out and allocating within eBuddy. You can always take cookies out of the Girl Scout inventory, right? They come to you and they're like, Miss Mia, I want a case of Thin Mint, a case of Samoa to walk around the neighborhood. Let's say a week later, they weren't able to sell everything, but they were able to sell some. You're able to take that inventory out of the Girl Scout, but just by doing the negative for each of the varieties. Super helpful tip if you didn't know that already. You're able to do just plus pay under the Girl Scout in the Girl Orders tab. If it's just money that they're handing in, that's totally fine. And then use the Girl Order tab to check the balance due. I'm noticing that there are a lot of girls who are trying to use digital cookie to understand how many cookies are credited to them. I don't think that function is like fully accurate all the time. So it kind of is wonky, like the syncing is funny. And then like if you check off inventory in the allocation, that makes a difference, right? So just reassure families, like, please reach out to me if you're not sure how much you owe still. And then especially for the girls who are interested, like, how many cookies have I sold so far? Like, that's also super important. So you can just let them know by checking eBuddy. eBuddy is always our data source. So just reminding you of that. I know a lot of you have already used this language with families, but if there is a balance of over $200 due, unless they have that proven track record, refrain from giving them more cookies, just because we have had in the past families who owe this large sum of money because that wasn't being collected throughout the cookie season. But I trust you guys have all have that communication with the families. And then on Oahu, if you are submitting money to us that's coming from a Girl Scout, you're clearly labeling that money with who that Girl Scout is, troop number, and then the amount. And always, 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 always use receipts. I know those of you who are helping at the buffer are pros at receipting, but if you're giving out and distributing cookies to individual Girl Scouts, please do make sure you're using receipts, because again, we can always use that as a tracking device going back, what might have happened, what didn't happen. Okay, you can go next. Sorry, I'm going really fast. I want to get us out of here by 7. Again, depositing money. So always deposit at First Hawaiian Bank or Bank of Hawaii, only in the council account. So use our deposit slips. It has all the information to connect it to council accounts, and then clearly label the troop number. Service unit, you can just write ASLP, and then your island, and then always separate out gift of caring. So let's say you're going to deposit after a weekend of boots and know that you got $120 worth in gift of caring. Just separate out the $120 of gift of caring, because you'll notice on the deposit slip that there's that option to select yes for gift of caring or no. And then once you make that deposit, use the payments tab to post the payment. So the date the deposit was made, the amount that was deposited, and then reference number if it's First Hawaiian Bank, or just any note that will help you kind of keep track of what that deposit was. Don't have more than $1,000 in your possession at a time. I know getting to the bank is such a hassle, but please try to keep with that. I've been bad at it at times. So just try to keep with that cadence as much as you can. Deposit regularly, and just always know we're here as a support if you have any questions. And again, all deposits due by April 5th. For Girl Scouts, set that deadline earlier. Like even if it's that last day of cookie sales, if you know you're going to see them that day or that following Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just have their deadline earlier. That way you're not feeling stressed and tracking them down, trying to get it so that you can make that deposit on the 5th. Same goes for rewards. Your submission is due. If any of your girls had, got to those or options, getting their options ahead of time will be important. They can make their selection in Digital Cookie, and you can pull that report in Digital Cookie, but there may be some of those girls that never told you or didn't make those selections. So make those deadline, the cash and then the rewards options deadline few days prior. Okay, go ahead. Boots, I hear everything is going really awesome. I know some of you, this is new, so kudos for just jumping in. So just make sure you have all the things that you need. I know everyone is, for the most part, set up with like the things, as well as the petty cash. But if there's anything missing that you need for a cookie booth, just let me know. If it's not in your island office, we can get it to you this week. Okay, go ahead. Remembering the guidelines. So minimum of 2 adults. One must be the registered background checked adult. The other person can just be the parent who wants to help out. Again, if there's more parents or guardians there, awesome. But we do need to at least meet that minimum. Don't leave the booth unattended. Girls can't be left alone. Use the buddy system when using the restroom. Don't leave the things out if you're all leaving to go, whatever, the bathroom as a group. I don't know. And then hand in the booth inventory sheet after your booths, particularly for Oahu, neighbor islands. You'll all do your reconciliations, but for Oahu, do submit your booth inventory sheet to me after you've done the booth sales recorder. Hopefully you're all finding the booth sales recorder helpful. I do personally like it a lot. It just like minimizes the headache. And then if you're using Square, again, we're posting those payments in the payments tab. So if anything's looking off on what we're kind of inputting, just let us know. And then let me know if you're not sure, if you have some questions on the booth sales recorder or inputting, digital cookie payments for that. We can walk through it together. All right. And then of course for Girl Scouts, wearing a Girl Scout uniform or a Girl Scout t-shirt, closed-toed shoes, keeping cash out of sight. So having like a fanny pack or hidden a little money pouch, not sharing Girl Scouts names, or, like last names or identifiable information that has already come up. Just in a other kind of troop situation where Girl Scouts last names were shared in a newspaper article and we didn't know about it until after. So we're just trying to like track that information down. Keep booths presentable and inviting. So on the side of keeping Girl Scouts safe, of course, is also the other side of that of representing Girl Scouts and really showing customers and the general public what Girl Scouting is about. And then always leaving the space better than we found it. Okay, go ahead. I think that might be almost it. I'm gonna skip through this. If you have questions on using digital cooking mobile app, let me know. If you have questions on using Square, also let me know. I know you all are doing a really great job with just keeping track of inventory and doing cookie boots. These are a lot of the same kinds of reminders. One thing I want to note though is don't forget to allocate the cookies to the girls in eBuddy. So after receiving it and giving them the cookies, if you're not allocating the cookies to them, they're not going to get the credit for those cookies. So just kind of keep tabs on the girl orders tab, because when you start to see that negative balance under the Girl Scouts name, it means that there's missing cookies that haven't been allocated. Maybe you've given them the physical cookies, which is great. That's step one. But the next step is actually allocating in eBuddy. That way, like instead of it's only 250 packages that they've sold, it's really 350 packages because there was that extra 100 that you needed to allocate to them. Because if you're not allocating the cookies in eBuddy, then eBuddy doesn't know that that Girl Scout earned that next reward and that they didn't get to that next level. So we want to make sure that they all get the credit that they've been working so hard for. Okay, go ahead. And then just some resources. I really appreciate everyone's proactive communication and reaching out. Please continue to do that. If I missed a question or I haven't gotten back to you on something, just bug me. Just say, hey, I sent you this email or I sent you this text. I will not be offended by that. It just gets a little bit crazy. So at any point, just reach out to me. I think most of you have my cell phone number as well. So texting is usually the best way to get the quickest answer. So just feel free to reach out at any point. Okay. Yep. I think that's it for me.
Okay, just the closing. I'm going to keep our meeting the second Monday of every month, same time, same day, just so we can have an easy time expecting it. So April 15, same time, 6 p.m. on Zoom. And then just a little reminder, if you didn't hear, we did get a Maui coordinator. So we're just waiting for our Kauai coordinator someday to join us. So in the meantime, Maui people, you can start getting to know Shaylee. Otherwise, we can all also go back and ask Chelsea what we need to know. Otherwise, of course, you can talk to Mia, me, or Sherelle. And of course, Raina is all cookies. Try to just go straight to Raina for cookies, please. I can answer some of the questions, but I most likely am going to say double check with Raina, though, to be sure. Okay, well, that's about it. Do you have any last minute questions? Otherwise, if you joined us late, I will be sending out tomorrow an email with the PDF version so you can check out the hyperlinks and the recording for you to rewatch what we just talked about.
I can stay on for any questions too, for cookie questions.
Oh, thank you, Raina. Anything sponsored programs or programs?
I thought I had one. So I know for the secret agent badge, that kind of encompasses the juniors, and then Sense's badge will go with it for the brownies.
Right. The daisies
They're much for the daisies?
It will be the same theme, the daisies, to relate to the theme, because daisies don't have an official one. It's a
Right,
fun
okay.
patch that's, I think, called, I forget, I think it says something like forensic science or secret agent.
Okay.
It has the same thing. So you can plan to do a multi-level curriculum. That's what I'll be planning to do. encompassing those different things,
Okay.
with a little bit of change up for brownies, just just adding a little bit of that census thing with a
Right.
little bit of the forensic science. A lot of thumbprints. I can already tell you we're going to be using the ink pads.
Yeah.
Having fun with that. Girls love scavenger hunts. Any kind of investigation you make, something is missing. We have to go find it. Who stole it? Girls love that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
that one's all supposed to be fun. And um, I'll definitely be working on that this week to be
Okay.
getting that out before next week when I think that's when we start. And then we do Hawaiian badge. If I recall correctly, cookie
Mhm.
season has fried my brain. So I'm mixed up with my badges.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, but we do remember spring break is next week. So
I don't
if
think
I,
there's school on yeah, Amy's shaking her head at me. She's like, no.
right, okay, so that's why we don't have to worry. I have this week and all next week. I'm gonna get us all prepared and start getting us out a supply list for getting
So,
basically for that secret agent and the Hawaiian badge. Get that
okay.
all packed and ready for the next month.
I guess that's
Okay,
my follow-up question. Since I didn't have a troop meeting last week for being off island, I'm
Mm.
trying my hardest to supplement with like an hour-long Zoom meeting this week. Um, my cookie boost that I do for the end of cookie season can go towards that like 4-hour minimum requirement per month, right?
Yeah, otherwise that Zoom is fine. You can also, if you want to do the cookie booth opportunity, you can create kits for girls to take home.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to do a lot when there's times that we have to miss it in some way. Otherwise,
Okay.
since you had to miss, you're also welcome to make up that hour to have a longer one if you want to,
Okay.
if
Sweet.
that helps too. Otherwise, yeah, I always recommend making send home kits for a makeup and just really easy instructions.
Yeah, I tried
Yeah.
that over winter with my juniors because of
Mhm.
the journey book and how we struggled through that together, and none of them have done it. I've followed up plenty
Yeah.
of times. So I worry about those take-home kits, especially
Yeah. Hmm.
with if my older ones aren't doing it, I don't see my younger ones doing it either, you
Oh
know?
yeah, it's more like you have to make sure it's being given to the parents and saying this is what we're doing. You
Yeah.
could give that out and do the Zoom meeting with them, saying, "Hey, have your pack ready. We're gonna do it together on Zoom."
Mhm. Maybe that's what
Otherwise,
I'll
yeah.
hopefully kind of plan because I know I'm going to see most of the families before next week. So,
Okay,
um, someone else was talking. I'm going to stop.
you're good.
I have a quick question on supplies, Mia. That mirror idea, I thought that was great when you said it, but then I logged on to Amazon and I can't get those until the end of March. So
Oh,
supplies and things for the activities, we're pretty limited here on Kauai. We don't have the same amount of stores you guys have. Our stores don't stock that kind of stuff. So if there are some supplies and things that are for the activities for the forensic and for the Hawaiian, the sooner we can get those ordered for us, the better. Because I went ahead and just paid for and bought some of the mirrors, and I'm just going to do it with them after they arrive in April because I thought it was a cool idea. Um, but
yeah, that's
if there
fine.
is stuff, the sooner we can get it ordered, the better chances are we'll get them on island in time for us to use them.
Will do. I can tell you I did that activity because I looked at the supplies we already had. So that's probably why that reason and why I try to give you a different range of what will work for what you girls have. But yes, I'll definitely making that plan for this week and early spring break next week. To get all those basically the next two badges planned out. Because after these two badges is going to be the Take Action Project and the end of year party. So we're basically going to be finishing up the official badges of actual badge work with these two badges. So let's plan for spring break to start putting an order in. Um, if you want to, I can also work with Sherelle and Chelsea to just already start getting that things ordered for you to kind of skip that step where you have to say, hey, we actually need that. We don't have anything. And please do let me and Chelsea um to start making a list of different things you don't see in the office so we can start supporting you folks with the supplies until we get you a Kauai coordinator because I Otherwise, I need your receipt for those mirrors because we don't want you to pay out of pocket. But yeah, start making a list, your wish list, and we can start getting things ordered earlier. Okay?
Thank you. I have to run. I have house guests and I'm being called to dinner. It's ready. They're not eating without me. All right. Thank you
You're
guys.
good.
See you later.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
I have a question. Do you
Sure.
know what the Take Action project is already?
Oh no, that's I can help support you with that, Jackie. We need to first get permission with the school. What does Palolo Elementary open to doing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll work with you on that to get us, it doesn't have to be anything huge. I gave some ideas. A lot of people are doing planting around campus, repainting hopscotches or peeled paint areas.
Mhm.
So I'll CC you on an email with the principal and get that started with you.
Okay.
Because we do want to get the school's permission before we open it to ideas from the girls to get one chosen. I try to
Okay.
get the school to do like 2 to 3 ideas from their side, so
Mhm.
they are already approved when our girls
Okay.
decide what they want to do.
Okay.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was a thing, multi-troop thing, or if it was just an individual troop thing, or.
Oh yeah, so it's gonna be, you can basically plan for a $200 budget, and it's gonna be for Palolo Elementary. So it has to be, I always encourage hands-on for the school. So that's why I say painting, planting are pretty easy and what most schools could use. Otherwise, a lot of people have done supply packs of school supplies, first aid kits. There's
Mhm.
different options we can talk about with them.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. No. Yeah, we might do something painted.
Okay. Any other program questions? Otherwise, you can stay on with Raina for if you have any cookie questions.
I have some cookie questions.
Okay, great. Okay, if you don't have any other questions regarding cookies, we are good to go. You can go back to your Monday night. Otherwise, go ahead and start getting the information you need from Raina. Thank
Jackie,
you,
go ahead.
everyone.
Oh, Jackie, go ahead.
Okay, so 2 things. One was I did sign up for a Square account. I do have my own little Square reader thing.
Mhm.
But I'm not quite exactly sure how to sign in to the.
Okay.
account. I can come in and you can show me.
You want to do that? Yeah, we can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
What day works for you?
I have my meeting on Wednesday afternoon.
Why don't you send me an email with some days and
Okay.
times? That way
Okay.
I can make sure I either that I'll be in the office or I can come to the office and meet you.
Okay,
Either way.
well, can we say Friday 15th?
What time?
Time's good for you.
9?
Okay.
10? I
10.
know 10. Let's do 10. Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. And you'll
All
be
right.
at the office, not at the,
Office. Yep. I'll meet you at the office.
and then that question that I asked before when I picked up cookies about proceeds. You might, we can talk about it when I get to the office.
Okay.
Okay,
See you then.
thanks. 10 a.m.
Raina, I have a follow-up for deposits and collecting money from parents. So I learned my lesson last year with a couple of parents that even before I came into the picture, they don't like to turn in money till the end of the season. I don't know why. It causes me so much stress, and I let them know it causes me so much stress, and they just whatever. But I've had some parents returning from last year, so it's only their second year of cookies. And
Mhm.
last year they were really good about turning money into me. So I have distributed some more cookies to those parents without them turning in any money. And now I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't have, because now I've got one parent who owes me like 5,000, and I'm like, I'm not giving you any more. I can't give you any more. I'm glad that you're selling, and that I'm glad that you still need more. But I know
You
that they're
can
how do I get them to turn in money? How do I do it?
You can, two things is one, council policy is that we don't typically allow Girl Scouts to take out cookies more than $200 worth. Alternatively,
I have communicated that with mom at this point. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is your balance until you start showing me that you're paying towards this or get it under. We just can't.
alternatively is the $1,000 not being in your possession at any one time.
Mm-hmm.
So what we are communicating to you all and Troop Cookie managers is the same thing that we would want to communicate to families, because $5,000 is a lot, especially if it's all cash.
Yeah. Because that's what she owes after digital cookie.
Right.
So I'm just like, I'm an individual. I'm not a parent with kids getting into my purse and all my things. I can't imagine
Mhm.
managing a household trying to keep that all in one place. So,
Mhm.
tips, tricks, advice on how to coax these parents to just bring me money. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if the council thing is not working and it's really causing stress, like we're also always happy to do an outreach to them, because you can only say so many things and without force,
Yeah.
right? And so
I wouldn't
another
want to get to
layer.
that point until like the last week of cookie season if it's still the same case. Because
Yeah.
right now I have 18 girls actively selling,
Mhm.
and out of those 18, I think I've only seen money from 4
Yeah.
since we got cookies on Island.
Yeah. I'm looking at your eBuddy right now. It's a number of girls who.
There's 2 girls that have cookies under them, but they're not like actively selling. They're just coming to like cookie booths and yeah. So I'm just like, how do I get it from like 4 people actively turning in money all the time to closer to half? I don't know. I can't expect everybody, but I need more.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would also just talk to them and see what's stopping them from turning in money more frequently. Like, also, is it that they don't want to give it to their Girl Scout to bring to, like, I don't know how frequently you actually see them.
Mm-hmm. This
Um,
week was a challenge because I had to like bounce off
you weren't
Island and
there. Yeah.
it went to another parent. So it might have been her scheduling and getting with people in this last week and a half.
Yeah.
It
Because it
could
could be a
just be
matter of
that.
understanding that piece and
Mm-hmm.
then more firmly just saying, we need to schedule a time because at this point you have X amount due. And I just want to make sure we're on the right track, especially if eventually you want to take out more cookies, let's say, or
Yeah.
whatever the case might be. And then try to coordinate a time, or if you're at a booth and even if they're not working it, maybe they can just come meet you there, like something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I'm hoping that's all it is. It's just the timing of trying to
Yeah.
meet up with each other. Because I just don't understand why you would want to hold on to all of that.
Yeah.
Just
And
don't.
I would get too if they want to give it to you. And then just seeing how you can accommodate and be flexible and be like, this is where I'll be on this day, like, because you'll
Right.
be at that booth, or yeah.
Yeah, once I get back, what I did last year, especially towards the end of the season where I kept having issues, is I put like a calendar date of like times available for drop off,
Yeah.
not including the troop meetings, but so I know that did help towards the end. So I'll probably start that this week when I get back. And then if there's still no movement by that like week before cookies are done, then I'll probably reach out and have you guys like swoop in, help me out.
Yeah. And we do have to do that, unfortunately, time to time.
Yeah.
So just, yeah, keep an eye, communicate, and then let me know.
Okay. Thank you. It's
Yeah.
just, it's getting a little stressful. I'm like, that money, I love that we're selling, but that number keeps climbing.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure once you get back to, you'll get a sense of like, okay, this is my schedule and I know I'll be able to meet then and
Yeah.
it'll be fine. But yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
looking out. Thank you. welcome. Hi.
Hi. Okay, so I've got two things. Unfortunately, I made a very big deposit today. And I realized that I wasn't able to input it into eBuddy because it was so large. So can I just text you the receipt I got?
Yes. Wait, what do you mean you couldn't input into eBuddy because it was too
'Cause-
large? The number was too big? It like didn't let you?
I guess because like I tried to input it and I couldn't submit it. Like the
Oh.
box turned red. So I'm just like, okay.
Okay, I will try. I don't think that should be the case. 'Cause I know there's troops that do big deposits.
Mhm.
Um,
I don't know.
Send it-
I tried it twice and I couldn't submit it.
bizarre. And it was under the payments tab.
Uh-huh.
Okay, send it to me and I'll try.
First Hawaiian Bank.
First time. Okay, that's weird, but I'll look at it.
Okay. Second thing. I don't know how to allocate cookies into eBuddy.
Okay, I got you.
Will that just be through the girl orders tab?
Girl orders tab. Yeah, let me
Mhm.
show you real quick. I'm gonna stop